deck isn't going to look anything like this here in a few hours, so I'm actually quite excited about this. Hello, and welcome to the Northland. It's early. Today, the big project, one of the big projects anyway, is we're going to have solar installed finally. I never thought I'd say that. I'm one who has, I don't want to say looked negatively at solar and wind. It's a good, viable option for some. I realize that this isn't for everybody. It just so happens, though, that I did some research and found that, for us anyway, this makes a lot of sense. The back of our house here that I just showed faces south. Our garage faces north. So that means the pitches of the garage roof faced east and west. So we are going to constantly produce more electricity than what we will consume in a day, which means that extra electricity goes back into the grid and we get paid for it. How much exactly that'll be will remain to be seen at this point, but the calculations seem to be right around $500 or $600 a year. So I mean, it's not a lot, but it's $500 or $600. I did not, excuse me, $500 or $600 I did not have to pay in electricity. So that's a good thing. We will produce enough electricity every month of the year that we can put back into the grid, except for 1 month, that being December, and that we will we'll just miss it by a little bit. So we'll never have an electric bill again, which is nice, because that month that we don't produce more, it just comes out of the what we're going to get paid at the end of the year, or whenever they pay that. I don't know if it's end of the year or end of the fiscal year, or if it's paid by quarter or whatever. I'm not sure yet, but it just seems like a good deal, because you know what? Electric prices are never going to go down. Never. Your electric company, my electric company anyway, they're not going to come to me and say, you know what, you've been such a good customer, we're going to lower your bill this month or this year or whatever. It's always going to go up, and especially since the government wants to ban coal plants, and eventually those are going to go the way of the dinosaur, right? And because of that, these electric companies are going to have to invest in other means, other sources. And where do you think those costs are going to be? How do you think they're going to be recovered? By you, the customer. They're going to pass those expenses on to you, so everybody's going to pay a little bit more. I'm done with that. So I hope this works out. By my calculations, I see no reason it shouldn't. And it's almost like a no-brainer, if you will, because, like I said, if we're gonna have enough money at the end of the year, or if we're gonna have enough electricity paid out or put back into the system, into the grid, every month, and if we're gonna get a little money at the end of the year, how do you lose on that? I know initially, maybe the first 2 years, possibly, we will pay a little bit more in a month than what we pay currently for electricity in a month. That's because of the loan that we had to take out to do this. It's not cheap. But after after about 2 years, if you go on the average of what the electric companies have been raising yearly, after about 2 years, we should actually be saving. Our electric bill would typically be more than what our loan payment is. So the other nice thing is that our payments now will be a set price. We're going to know every month how much we have to pay. It's not going to be $30 one month, $50 the next month, 40, you know what I'm saying? So for me, it just seems to work. I think it'll be a good thing. So we'll see. I'll do another video on this, maybe in a couple months and maybe a year down the road if I remember. Maybe I'll put it in my calendar as a reminder, but and I'll let you know how I feel then. The west facing side of our garage, and we'll have, I can't remember, I think it's 6 panels up there, and then the rest will be on the back side of the house there. So all this was delivered yesterday, all our parts and supplies. Those should be all the solar panels, and then I don't know what's all in there, probably all just hardware and stuff, but yeah, I don't know. I'm like I said, I'm excited about it. All right, so they've begun. Let's just take a quick cruise around the house and see where they're at. All right, here's one of the most important guys. Just video documenting this whole thing.
Oh, right on. Yeah, I got a little.
How was the? So we're obviously in the beginning stages here. You don't even see anyone on the roof right now. Oh, there's a guy. All right. So I just talked to the electrician. Where I shut it off. We had an in-depth conversation about how the electrical was going to run, and then they have to have a siding guy. They have a siding and whatever, like people who do drywall and that kind of stuff, roofing, with their company. So they're going to have to come out and put trim around the meters and stuff to keep the water out when it rains. So anyway, apparently he said this was a pretty big job, and this is actually going to be a 2-day project. I was told 1 day, but the girl was new apparently, and so it's not going to be hooked up today, but everything will be installed. So they'll have to schedule another time to have the power shut off, and then they'll come and swap the meters over. So, all right, we're making progress. It's lunchtime, so everybody's taking a break. All right, making progress. They should be on the garage now. I'll have to go over there and look, but it looks like this part is done anyway. And then we're doing some major electrical stuff here.
You weren't with me on this one, because I mean, would have been a whole lot of like, well, why don't we try this, or why don't we try that?
There we are. They're nearing the end, I think, except for the hookup stuff. There we go, finished product. All right, so this is where all the power comes in anyway. That's the conduit that runs through the attic from the solar panels, comes down alongside the gutter, and then back across and up to these panels. The one on the left supposedly is so that we can read our meter from an app wherever we are in the world, apparently. And then the other boxes, I don't know, it's too technical for me, but it's where all the power, that's where all the magic happens. So they have to come back out and do a meter swap yet, and there was something else. Obviously finish this hookup portion, but they hadn't, I should say our power company dropped the ball apparently and didn't schedule the disconnect and reconnect and all that good stuff, so that'll have to wait for the next trip. There's the other 6 panels, so we'll be making some good electricity. I'm glad I won't have to worry about paying the stupid utility company anymore. Alright, so I hope you liked that little video. I definitely recommend using Wolf River Electric? Yeah, Wolf River, WRE, Wolf River Electric. I think they did a fantastic job. The guys were very nice, and they all speak English, so not that that's a big deal, because I know other people who maybe weren't born here can do just as good a job, but for communication wise, it's easier, at least for me, to talk to somebody that speaks good English. That way, everybody's on the same sheet of music. Because there were some decisions I still had to make yesterday, and it's nice to know that I'm able to communicate with them, and that they'll understand what it is that I want, and vice versa, right? So, anyway, if you're thinking about going solar and you live in the Twin Cities area, I definitely would contact Wolf River Electric. Again, they did a fantastic job. Now, I just have to wait for the electric company in, I think it's at the end of the month. I want to say the 26th. They got to come out here and swap, say, turn the meter off of one and then turn it back on after everything gets hooked up. That should have been done yesterday, but apparently Wright Hennepin Electric Co-op dropped the ball or something. I don't. Anyway, doesn't really matter whose fault it was. It just didn't happen. It was a pretty big job anyway, and I figured it would take more than a day. But plan accordingly, I guess. All right, hit that like and subscribe, even if you did not like the video. I'd really appreciate it. Tap the little bell at the bottom after you hit subscribe, and you should share it with somebody. Solar, again, I never thought I would say this before, but solar is a good thing. Your electric bills are never going to go down. They're never going to say, you've been such a good customer, we're going to give you a break this year. It's not going to happen. And with the government constantly wanting to change, especially get away from fossil fuels, those electric bills are going to continue to climb. So check them out. All right. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. We'll see you in the next video.